Component 2 task book, help me. Question 6. Famous rabbit question. And we've got black fur in rabbits determined by a gene, okay? And there we go. Black dominant to brown. Okay. Sometimes I write these out. I go big B dominant to little b, black to brown. And then I'm pretty sure. And you've got likewise, you've got big N, little n, normal and short. So I'm really clear what these alleles mean. In the first cross, a homozygous black rabbit with normal fur mated with a homozygous brown rabbit with short fur. So you've got to make sure you get these right. So homozygous. Homozygous, we're talking about, I'll give you an example, big B would be homozygous. And it's black and normal fur. There we are. Okay, so golden rules here. A rabbit must have 2 copies of each gene. 2 copies of each gene in the normal cells of a rabbit. So it's got 2 B's and 2 N's, and that makes a rabbit. Okay? You can't have a rabbit with only 1 B in, or 3 B's or whatever. It's got to be 2 B's and 2 N's. Whether they are big B's or little b's, or big N's, little N's, is up to you to decide. Okay? When you have a gamete, so down here gametes, this chap here, a gamete, might be big B, big N. So gamete has got half as many, so it's got 1 copy of a gene. And when that meets another gamete, you're going to go back up to your normal 2 copies. So as long as you follow the rules, then this will just do itself. You've got homozygous. Both alleles are the same. And as long as you follow the blacks and browns and normals and shorts, you'll get those right. It says with suitable genetic diagrams, I would also always draw a Punnett square. And in this, we found that a lot of people didn't read this second bit correctly. In the second cross, the offspring from the first cross, or whatever we got there, was mated with not itself this a similar sort of gene type, with another homozygous brown rabbit with short fur. So that's the bit that people didn't read in the question. They mated it, they did a kind of self cross. So they got the first bit right and then messed up the second bit. Himalayan rabbits. And there's a little bit to read there, but we notice that they're born white but then grow black bits on them, and it's dependent on temperature. But this doesn't really require that, depth of knowledge. This is what you already know from the core. So what's the process that we've got a gene to making a pigment, made out of protein? So it's basically going, how do you make a protein? What steps are involved in going from a gene to a protein? So look at your protein synthesis and your headline titles there. And then what do proteins do to make something happen? It's usually, how do proteins kind of catalyze reactions to make things happen? And that's what you need there, that word, which is the protein that catalyzes things. Explain the experimental evidence for the effect of temperature. Well, just relate this to the temperature. You know, this 33 degrees. Well, below it something happens, or above it something happens. Tell us, you know, relate it to the colour and whether whatever we suggested here was happening or not. Suggest explanations for all newborn rabbits having white fur, something to do with this temperature in your answer, and the colour pattern, why the ends of the rabbit might be a different colour. Again, it's to do with the temperature, and you might get colder hands in the winter, but your core is staying warm. That's similar sort of idea there. So quite a lot of work really for those 14 marks.